Welcome back to our special edition of Entertainment Tonight. I'm Lisa Gibbons.
And I'm Bob Goen.
And this, of course, is a place that's familiar to all Trekkies, Trekkers, everybody who watches television, actually. This is the bridge, the place from which all the commands are given. And you see these people working around in the background. They're actually just putting on a few finishing touches, spiffing it up for the movie.
Exactly. Now, these are very nice people here, but you know, the creatures who inhabit the world of Star Trek, they're pretty odd, and some odd characters come, of course, out of the minds of the Star Trek writers. Well, there are no creatures who are more colorful, more unique, more passionate than the ones who are allowed to really roam freely over this great Earth of ours. They, of course, the Star Trek fans.
ET log, stardate 31894.2. We've encountered a most unusual phenomenon that appears to be widespread on Earth. Countless thousands of ordinarily sane, well-adjusted individuals transform themselves into futuristic intergalactic beings and then convene to share information and exchange goods. Investigation commencing immediately. Well, you get the picture. We're talking, of course, about Star Trek conventions, those sanctuaries where celestial daydreams are played out and the future is now. For many, it's a chance to be a member of Starfleet.
I'm a member of Starfleet International with the ship USS Atreides up in San Francisco, and I'm the ship's counselor.
I'm a Bajoran tail by the nose, and I'm wearing a Starfleet uniform, so I'm Ensign Rowe.
But not everyone fancies a career working for the Federation.
Starfleet. Klingon is a warrior. They're the only thing to me.
Star Trek fans, whether they call themselves Trekkies or the more recently coined Trekker, also come to conventions so as to have close encounters with cast members.
They personify what I think the human being should be all around.
Of course, Star Trek merchandise is another big draw at conventions, and what a universe it is. There are guidebooks for the armchair warriors, phasers for the more active types, tricorders for the scientific, posters, plates, pins, and more accessories than you could shake a Romulan death stick at.
These are Star Trek checks. They are accepted throughout the galaxy.
And those Star Trek checks can also be used to buy plenty of new Star Trek merchandise that is just now making its way into stores. For the younger recruits who like to feel they're on the bridge of the Enterprise, a brand new interactive game by Nintendo has just hit the streets.
You watch it and you see the people playing it, but you control it. And it's amazing how they do that.
But wait, there's more.
Captain, I am detecting an intruder.
From talking lunchboxes to board banks, frisbees to yo-yos, classic Star Trek to Deep Space Nine, the plethora of merchandise out there is mind-numbing. As for what may lie ahead, who knows? The possibilities are as endless as space itself. The only certainty is that the Star Trek fan, ever eager, will be the first in line to buy.
Incoming!
Most actors, I think, would be thrilled to be here where we are, even though we are local.
I know it. Don't know where.
But it would be great, you know, to have a featured role in a very successful TV series like Star Trek.
Absolutely. There's one guy who has such a role in an absolutely successful TV series like Star Trek, but nobody recognizes him without his ears and his nose piece.
What's the problem?
Captain, forward velocity is down by 0.6%.
With his Klingon spine running smack up the middle of his oversized forehead, and with a nose only a mother or plastic surgeon could love, Lieutenant J.G. Worf cuts quite an imposing figure. But lurking deep beneath all the hours of makeup lies Michael Dorn, a private man who enjoys both his stardom and his anonymity.
I sort of get a taste of the stardom without really being a star, you know what I mean? I see my colleagues who are very recognizable and flagged down in airports and sort of pawned over, and I'm glad for them, but I'm glad it's not me.
Sorry, can you get your course available for 11?
Instead, what really gets Michael's motor running is his passion for flying, and not just in some single-engine prop-driven crate, but in serious jet aircraft like his 500-mile-per-hour pedal-to-the-metal vintage T-33 Thunderbird. The only problem is he's grounded. While Michael is working on the new Star Trek movie, his contract forbids him to pilot a plane because of the potential danger. He remembers when his lawyer broke the news to him.
I was like stunned. I was just, what do you mean? I can't, like, fly a lot? And he says, no, you can't fly at all. And it was tough to take.
A longtime single-engine flyer, Michael got the need for speed after going aloft with Navy and Air Force pilots.
It is probably the best Disneyland ride you can imagine. Probably the biggest rush that you ever want to have. I mean, if you can stay awake, you know. I mean, sometimes, you know, you pass out with all the G-forces and things, but basically it is a dream for me.
Michael says he was surprised to learn that many of the military pilots that he's flown with are some of his biggest fans.
There is some camaraderie. I mean, and especially they identify with my character, Worf, because he is this kind of warrior guy. I mean, he fight first, ask questions later.
For now, Michael counts down to June 7th. On that day, he'll be able to fly once again, but only after he's put on his Klingon makeup for the last time and said goodbye to his Star Trek family.
It's going to be a sad day because, you know, my friends, I won't see them anymore. But it's going to be a happy day in terms of this, of course, you know, so I can get back out there and start flying again.
Well, Michael is a good actor, isn't he?
Yeah, nice guy.
Yeah, and what a performance with all that makeup on. Well, we have kind of wound our way through this circuitous maze that is the Star Trek set. We found our way into sick bay here, and I don't know if you see all these, they have these little stickers on everything here.
Yeah.
The graphics department trying to add authenticity to the set, but if you look very carefully, look, one of the secrets of showbiz, this is the optical data net service access, but in the small print it says, just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a faithful trip. It started from the tropic port aboard this tiny ship. I think the graphics guys got bored one day and they're just having fun.
High-tech sort of medical data all around.
No, it's showbiz.
One of them over here has movie lines and they're lyrics from a song.
Yeah.
Real inside
They're
stuff.
having fun, yeah.
But you were talking about Michael. He is a good actor and a nice guy. Not only that, but he's one of the really important leading men in Star Trek history.
Right.
And I guess people have had a tendency to think that all that space traveling and world conquering was pretty much a macho thing, a male domain.
It's not?
Well, the women, as you know, have certainly evolved and come a long way.
Fire 6 photon torpedoes across Jassad's bow.
We only have 6 photons, Major.
We're not going to win this battle with torpedoes, Chief.
Aye, sir.
Times certainly have changed a lot for the women of Star Trek. When the show first premiered in 1966, you would never have seen a woman taking command of the Enterprise.
As a matter of fact, when 1, 2, and 3 in command went off the ship, they would have a male ensign take over the ship before they had who was a lieutenant at the time.
Captain, that's the old Morse code signal.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
CQ? CQ?
We're reading it, Lieutenant.
But by the time Star Trek The Next Generation came along, the roles for women had become much stronger.
Well, I can heal it, of course.
The ship's doctor is now a woman.
I'm very happy that I play a character who is a very good, strong role model for young women. But both Marina and I have had to fight to get even more out of our characters because even in the 24th century, there still are sexist things going on.
But Marina Sirtis, who plays the ship's counselor, feels her character wields a lot of power.
She is the only person who really ever tells the captain off, who has the freedom to walk into his ready room and say, hey, sit down and just listen to what the deal is right now.
And now there are the women of Deep Space Nine, who are proud of their roots, but can't help being amused by their predecessors.
They had go-go boots and short skirts on. Let's face it, that's what, like bright pink lipstick.
The fact that the women in the show are very strong, very powerful, and that's what I really love about this.
Well, perhaps we could discuss these new rules over a drink.
If you don't take that hand off my hip, you'll never be able to raise a glass with it again.
Now, I really think the final frontier should be a female captain for the Enterprise. Don't you?
Why not?
Yes.
Yeah, I could get you another job.
Yeah, right.
Just what
I'm
you
dressed for it.
Don't go away. When we come back, we're going to have more from the set of Star Trek Generations.